Okay, so we got CM Punk. I think we pretty well covered this. Well, if we were watching Raw last night,
oh boy,
my big takeaway for the evening had to be Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse
experience.
Oh
yeah.
man,
experience.
Express.
Registered trademark, copyright.
Yada yada yada.
So he came out in kind of, I've heard either a Pee Wee Herman or a Mr. Rogers type role.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid.
Pee Wee Wyatt.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen this, I mean, you got to Google this. You have to watch this and judge it for yourself. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this before I get too deep into it. Where do we go from here with this with Bray Wyatt?
Where can you go? Come on.
I was talking to Mike earlier, and I said I'm somewhere between it's going to fail miserably and let's wait and see, because he was showing aspects of kind of like he's still this horrible, horrific guy with the chainsaw and the gloves, and we'll see. But I just don't like the whole Pee Wee Mr. Rogers thing. It's such a departure from what he had. And I actually don't mind his gimmick from before. It's just the way he was booked with the Eater of Pins,
Right.
And then he was gone for so long. I guess we'll just wait and see. I hope the best, though.
A lot of people have been saying it's like some YouTube thing, like some random "don't hug me." I don't know. I've never heard of it. It has that feel to it. I could see that because I could see Bray being like a horror fan, so he's kind of like manipulating children because it feels like a children's show. So if it's like a hybrid like that, and the sweater almost, if it had stripes, it almost looked like Freddy Krueger.
Right.
But if you didn't catch the names, I mean, Misery. I mean, Day and Spivey, it's Waylon Mercy.
Yeah.
Yep, Mercy
The Buzzard. Misery Mercy, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'm a jobber. I J-Broned on that one.
Wow.
But I also think the doll was Abby, so there's still that little hint that he's still somewhat sinister. So I think it's got a Waylon Mercy, maybe a little bit of evil Doink type of deal there. Just going to have to wait and see because everybody dumped on the New Day. And then they got over. So they can dump on this right now, but maybe 6 months down the road, like around Survivor Series, could be the hottest thing in the company.
We need to do a deep dive into the origins of the New Day one day.
Right.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I want to pick up what you said off the "Don't hug me, I'm scared" YouTube kind of thing. That is, when I first saw it, that's kind of what I thought in the beginning, because that's what it really reminds me of with the chainsaw, the hurt, the heel, gloves, the like the vest. What I expected watching the promo live was it was going to turn into something super dark, super quickly, something flashy, something loud, a jump scare. It's just something to make it just completely unorthodox, oddball, to show that he still is that sinister cult leader like deal. But am I not like upset or am I not impressed? Really, no, because I do want to sit down and wait on it. I think those promos are eventually going to come as the weeks go on. Maybe he gets into the ring. Is his fight style going to change? Is he going to fight clean? Or when the ref isn't looking, maybe pull a dirty pin? Or, pull out a hacksaw or something? Or it's just something. And then, exactly. And just go from there. Or is it just going to be a gimmick to where it's nothing but promos and then the creative team is just like, it doesn't work for me, pal. Who's this Waylon Mercy guy?
That might be next week, and it might be just done and over with.
He might literally
with
be
Vince's
coming out with the lantern in the rocking chair with a newly re-signed Harper next week. You never know. Am I optimistic about that? Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
Exactly. It's not the first time we've seen this before. For some reason, I just want to throw this out there. For some reason, this just reeks of a Kerwin White deal, but I hope to God no one in his family dies. I really don't.
Hey, Mike, I know you got something to say about this.
We'll get to
Bo
that.
Dallas better watch out.
Yeah, Bo Dallas. God bless you. Mike, what do you got to say?
So, I'm hoping for the best, expecting the worst.
Amen.
As is prudent for any person watching WWE. It is either going to be one of the greatest gimmicks of all time, or it's going to be complete trash. I don't think it's going to be anywhere in the middle. It's one or the other. I could see this having some potential.
Mhm.
There's definitely like this view of him as like a reformed mental patient because he talks about himself. I was a bad man.
Yeah.
And then I actually did some deep diving into this. I went on his Twitter. In his Twitter, he scrubbed all of his old references to Bray Wyatt, except he has some cryptic tweets from like the end of 2018 into the beginning of this year where it talks about a patient being unresponsive or being violent and needing to be reformed. And it seemed like it was taken from like someone at a mental hospital observing a patient going through treatment. And he had multiple tweets about this. And so the thought is like this is the product of that treatment in that he's got some sort of tenuous grasp on reality where he kind of is this new character most of the time, the Firefly Funhouse, but underneath it is still that evil Bray Wyatt that we've known, and sometimes it snaps out of him. Like, you know, for about a second there during that promo, it kind of cut into like that jump cut, you know, of the old Bray Wyatt. So it seems like there's a lot of potential. And if Bray Wyatt is given the creative freedom to run with this, I think he will make it really
He can
really
pull
great.
it off. He's the man to pull it off.
However, that involves him having a great deal of creative freedom on a Vince McMahon television show.
Historically speaking,
That doesn't happen. I mean, this kind of... I'm going to throw an even more deep cut of something that... This kind of reminds me of the Raven 7 Deadly Sins.
Okay.
Yeah, on Sunday Night Heat back in 2002, where there's this great potential, this tease, you know, and then, oh, by the way, we're cutting that, and you're not going to finish it. So, who knows? I mean, this is something we're going to have to wait and see on. I really think there's a ton of potential because, I mean, Bray Wyatt is a great promo. I mean, he can make something work even if it's trash. So, if this ends up being good material, it could be great, but we're going to have to wait and see. So, I don't think there's anything else from the current day product we want to touch on right now.
But would you think? I just saw this.
Yeah.
It's almost like a broken Matt Hardy type thing.
No.
Nothing.
No, because that's terrible. I'm not a Hardy mark.
You're obsolete.
You know what? Delete that.
okay. I just want to say too, the timing of him coming back is pretty interesting because JoJo, it just all of a sudden 8 months pregnant.
He's got a kid on his way.
So he's been
this is
already
what
out
happens.
for a super long time. So I figured, wow, we ain't gonna say Bray. We ain't gonna see him for another year or so.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, but now he comes back. Maybe we're gonna get vignettes for
Who knows?
6-8 weeks, something like that. And
Months.
he did work himself into great shape
Yeah.
too. He's in
Yeah,
great
he's in
shape.
great shape.
His beard lost weight.
He is
Yeah.
no longer Husky Harris. He is
Yeah.
Buff Harris.
Golden Retriever Harris.
Svelte Harris.